This is Natalie Rolls, and you are listening to the Bill Podcast. Presented by Oliver Crocker. Brought to you in association with GeorgeFairbrother.com, shop.saturdaymorningpress.co.uk, vanguardcomics.co.uk, gibconsultancy.co.uk, and mcr-seo.com.
Going down the line, one of the writers in particular, we did quite a few spin-offs things together, and he said, "You've never had an agent, Trevor, have you?" So I went, "No, I know you. If you're getting paid and you're happy with what you're doing, money's not irrelevant as long as it pays the bills." So he said, "Oh, come and meet my agent. She wants to meet you." So we sat down together and just said, "Right." So what are you doing? I've got the list. He said, "No, don't." Yeah. She said, "Well, do you mind me asking what you charge, what you get paid?" So I told her. She nearly fell off the chair. She said, "What you do is a one-off. If you had come to me all those years ago, I would have got you 10 times what you're getting paid." And I went, "Huh? Oh, okay." Because it's a limited lifespan as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I suppose, a football arena, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're there, and then you move away from it. But I enjoyed what I did. I mean, the bill, I missed the job because it was taken away from me. So you're like a little kid, aren't you?
Yeah.
Someone's taking my toys away. But yeah, to be able to, as I said before, your stories, see them dramatically shown on the telly, and you know that you've had a big input in it. And the other side of that, the kudos, I'd sit there, say, in the pub with my mates or down a club in British Legion or it, and they'd watch the credits. Extra.
Oh, I love it.
You said what I said. But one of the guys that used to film with me, he watches it every day now.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll ring me out and go, "Trevor, we're on this one." "Yeah, all right, Bill. Okay."
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, and obviously the kid loved it. It was,
yeah,
I didn't say too much about it. But when I told him today, I was seeing you today. "Oh, great." They were like over the moon. They were just, so fortunate, so lucky. Brian got me the job. I owe Brian so much. Have you?
Yeah, I've met Brian.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to him for years.
Oh, well.
He actually blamed me for when he got the sack. He said to me, "You didn't look after my back. You didn't," and I didn't know it was coming. He was like a headmaster. He had his office, and he still had the air of being a chief inspector. Bearing in mind, the script editor is very young.
Yeah.
So it's like going into a headmaster's study. He didn't have that warmth. Yeah, he wasn't very forgiving.
Right. Yeah.
And that got to them in the end, so I think, I don't know, I'd assume that's the reason,
there were a lot of changes in the bill at that time when Brian left. They'd gone to 3 a week. You had a lot more people working there then, and
most of the time we do 4 episodes. It was like,
So did you bring in Malcolm?
Yeah, Malcolm Knight's great guy. He's still there, a rower. He skiffs. Sorry, I shouldn't write. He's skipping club, and they've just had their regatta, 100-year regatta, and he skiffed down, which is a great privilege.
Oh, right.
He's done the Royal Regatta. He's done all that. In fact, I'll give you his details.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure if you make contact with him, I'll let him know. And he's a really, really nice guy, big guy. He was one of those guys from the Public Order Training Centre. Yeah.
So take me back in time. Describe a day in the life of going to work on the bill from your perspective.
Normally try and hit the office. This was bone of contention with Pat Sanders, one of the producers at the time. I used to get there for 8:30 and regularly I see the police advisors have turned up now. Never got one early in the morning when you want. The fact is, when she started on her vodka at midday, you never saw Pat. But
Right.
when we were still, I was still there late at night. So yeah, go in, read scripts, have actors coming in during the course of the day, having some of the actors coming in, speaking to you about different bits and pieces, doing research on any stuff coming up, doing our notes. At one time, all our notes got typed for us.
Okay.
That's through Michael. I mean, he used to do that. Then someone suggested that we should do our own notes. And I went, really? I mean, I was taught to touch type as a cadet, but I thought, oh my God. They said, we'll give you an in-house course. Please do. So we had an in-house course. Taught me how to use a PC and did it. And how grateful was I? Because when I was doing other jobs for other people,
Yeah.
it was brilliant. I got my skills and they're giving it to me. Yeah, so basically that was it. It was just talking to people, doing those. And then quick cuffs, the new style handcuffs.
Oh, yeah.
We used to have the Harts, which were link chain. And then they went to rigid. Well, that's Malcolm's company.
Oh.
When he was in the job, he went in partnership with someone. And they introduced the quick cuffs, which is an American thing, into this country. He did all the training. He was a quick cuff instructor. So when we introduced them to the bill, got Malcolm down to do the training. Because the dangers involved in using it, and if you're a bit stupid. From then on, I said there had to be a police advisor on set to supervise the whole thing. Which, yeah, I mean, in the middle of the night, in winter, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're standing there to make sure the quick cuffs are going, really?
Yeah.
Because you still had today's job to do. But it meant that for a period, probably for 90% of all the filming, there's an advisor
Right.
out with them. So when Pat was whining about us not being there, well, you know, we were actually out physically looking after them.
Yeah, make sure
So
things are right, yeah.
we're part of the whole team. It was great because, obviously for arrests, even without the cuffs and that, you had to demonstrate them how to do it. And what you think is natural because you've been doing it all the time, you know, you get a lovey and you go, especially on females, you go do that, oh, I don't. No,
You
go.
got to go for it, yeah.
So we had lots of fun with that. Yeah, so we were out there as well.
So which of the actors do you remember being particularly proactive and coming to speak to you? And
Obviously Graham, but Smithy.
Oh, yeah, Alex.
Alex Walkinshaw, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alex did a lot for me, as did Rennie Zaka, yeah. They did a lot of gigs around here for me because Alex is from Ockenden. And it's a silly little story, but Alex was going out with an American girl. And he used to come on, we used to have a chat about everything, you know. And he said, going away with her, going to America with her. I don't know whether it's the right lady for me. I said, well, you can make those decisions, Alex, couldn't you? You know, blah, 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 give him fatherly talk, basically.
Yeah.
He was doing a gig for us not far down the road. The pub is now no longer here. And on his return. So anyway, he turns up for this gig. I went, you're on your own, mate. He went, yeah, I took your advice, Trev. I kicked her in the touch. And I went, I didn't say that to you, Alex. I didn't say that to you. He said, no, I thought about it, and what you said to me was right. So I said, no, I didn't say that. Not like that. Made me laugh, yeah. Yeah, so we kept in contact.
Suzanne Maddock remembered you fondly.
Oh, Suzanne, yeah, she was again. She's been with our charity. Yeah, she loved it. They all were. Even Chris Ellison, he was a good guy. Mark Winnett, Facebooking Mark all the time. We clashed big time, but he's really cleaned himself up big time. Absolutely fantastic. He's now in shows all the time, all over the place for me.
Yeah.
He's a busy boy. His brother, Matthew, was a brilliant writer for the bill.
Yeah.
Young writer at uni. Absolutely fantastic. And we got on really, really well. And, Matthew was great. We lost a few as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Colin Tarrant. That's sad. Tosh, I mean, Kevin Whaley. I mean, his son and daughter both worked down the studio when I was there. Poppy.
Yeah,
his
James,
daughter. Yeah. Poppy's a smashing lady.
Yeah, Colin Tarrant Monroe was you. So, what did you think of Colin? And because, I'm sad I never had the opportunity to.
No, he's smashing bloke. Because that was the other thing is, obviously from my background, I go down the studio and it was the elections. And I go in the next day and there were these bottles of champagne everywhere. Thinking, oh my God, I had a party last night. So I pulled Ben Roberts, actually. I said, Ben, I had a good one last night. He said, if you call a wake a good one. I said, why? He said, well, Conservatives got in. I went, yeah? And yeah, because I was so all left wing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they had a wake.
Whoa.
So there weren't clashes, but we had different opinions about things.
Yeah.
Simon Rouse used to come in and have a nice chat because his brother was, I think, PDSA inspector or something like that.
Oh, right, okay.
And he said, could we not do a story about that? Yeah, we used to have a really good chat. But they all did. Trudy was just Dame Trudy. She's just like a lovely lady.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've got a bit of a foul mouth on me, but in front of Trudy. No way.
Yeah.
She's just got that smart.
Yeah. She's a quality human being, isn't she?
Yeah.
Just.
But yeah, I mean, even Jeff Stewart, he's gone on well in America, and they've adopted him in America. Jesus.
Yeah. He's done a lot of work. And he was a very versatile actor. That's it. People forget that Reg was a character.
Yeah.
Well, I sent a few examples of episodes.
I watched them.
Oh, right, yeah.
I would say 4 of them I enjoyed.
Right, okay.
I'll be diplomatic.
No, this is good.
Because I remember the Tea Party one, right?
Dancers.
One of my things I did as an inspector, I was really welfare for all the blokes. And part of that is looking after the widows. Because there's a huge widows fund. Even now, with all the cutbacks, I'd hate to think what millions of pounds are in that fund.
Right.
So back in the 80s, it was untouched. So when I was at Bethnal Green, there was another inspector there called Tom Marshall, and we got together and we started doing widows' lunches. And I love the bit in it where the women would go, oh, you remind me of my husband.
Oh, yes.
Because she used to get that. That was like...
Oh.
That was genuine, that bit. I mean, obviously, dramatically, and I remember when they said, oh, we'll go in, we're getting to go in, Nick bloke.
Yeah, the wedding.
Your wedding itself. No, you wouldn't do that.
Right.
You wouldn't have to do that. You let it all break up and then gently discreetly go in and say to him, can you come outside with us? It's not drama.
No, of course. Yeah.
So that's the difference on that one.
Gotcha.
But the rest of it, yeah, and...
I suppose that's interesting that there's a dramatic license that you've got to be aware of. From
it always is,
yeah. Let's get the balance, isn't it?
Yeah, and the bit with the car and that,
yeah. Mark Holloway was a writer on that.
Yeah, Mark, yeah.
Because humour was a really important ingredient in the bill in its heyday.
Yeah, that's why you needed Reg, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Federation Reg.
Yeah,
Reg.
Yeah, these magic tricks.
I remember that when we made it Federation. That was because you needed that. Because I'd been federated by all 3 ranks.
Oh, had you? Oh, wow.
And I had my own views on it, but only because they used to have monthly meetings where you used to meet up and have a meal all on the Fed rep. You didn't pay. You're thinking, and this just blows funny.
Yeah.
I just had a big thing about that. No. Yeah. If you can have a meal, you pay for yourself, or you don't go, or, it's just me, morals, I just thought. Although, I've got to say that when I come out of the job, they didn't help me too much, because I was going to plead guilty, although I was advised not to, and there is another story to that side, the fact that the machine I blew into was wrong.
Oh.
And it's proved to be wrong. And the guy who got the DC that got it about 3 weeks after me, he kept his job on appeal because it's proved that it was a machine. And I'd already said I knew I had to drink. I had 2 pints of lager and a shandy. I knew I wasn't over, but hey ho, at the end of it. And what happened was I was appealing, and then I woke up one day, and I was actually down the bill then, and I thought, just get on with your life. I don't need this all the time. And at the time, you're young and you go, all right, I'll lose my pension. Okay. You don't think about it. So you get to that age, you go, but hey, doesn't matter. My kids will tell you I wouldn't be here now if I'd stayed in the job.
Right.
Because the way I was 150%. I used to describe it as sliding down a razor blade on my nuts and tweaking to keep me upright.
Wow.
Full on. And I was, and I've got pictures when I come out of the job and it's frightening.
Right, yeah.
I was a mess. It was just, but hey, it's a difference, isn't it? It's just like, sorry.
No,
those episodes, yeah.
What do you make of lovely Peter Ellis as Brownlow, who's to me nothing like Brownlow? He's...
Peter, yeah, like Diamond Geezer. I remember him telling me a story where he got signed to do an after-dinner speech.
Right.
And he arrives at this golf club, they have a big dinner, and then people are looking at him. Oh, right, so you stand up to speak. And the guy introduced and said, and now we have Peter Ellis, the golf presenter. And he was Peter Ellis. And I said, how did that go? He said, well, obviously told a couple of jokes about it and then just told them about my life on the bill. And they loved it.
Oh.
But being golfers, they probably not what they wanted, but he got away with it. And that's the type of guy he was.
Oh, what a hero.
He was, at the time at Lehman Street, when the bill started in 84, we had a chief superintendent. And, yeah, that's
Brownlow. Right.
But looking back on it now, we didn't give credit to the chief superintendents, a lot of them. People go, oh, I'm an idiot. They all had something to get to that rank.
Yeah.
They all had qualities. I mean, one of the best ones, though, was Cato.
Philip Whitchurch.
Philip! What a great guy Philip was. Had lots of time for him.
His last episode was the first episode I walked in and saw the end of.
Right.
When he was and I was hooked.
The bald-headed bart at Barton Street.
Yeah.
What a character actor that guy is, isn't it?
Phenomenal.
Sharp shots, Fusiliers. You see him in loads of stuff.
So
and you go, he's that bit? Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Mark said to me, I can't believe they let me do this. What were the kind of scripts where you'd go, that just wouldn't happen?
Sometimes you took a deep breath. Right. And when we spoke about drama.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah. And some things were true, but your gut said you don't want to show that.
Right.
So most things were okay. Yeah, if they kept within, yeah.
And one of the other episodes, Hedging Your Bets. That's a good Billy Murray episode.
Yeah, about the gambling and the gambler. Yeah, they wanted to give him an edge, didn't they? To make him a bit different from the others. And that was fine, because it didn't overstep anything. Yeah, there was a bit in there, I said at the time, when Deacon said to him, I'll have your job. Well, you don't, and it's not your decision. Inspectors don't take someone's job,
Right.
So there were a couple of lines in there that you went, no, but dramatically it's like, yes, I'll have your job.
So what in reality would have, if he had been proven to have been in debt to this guy?
Because you weren't allowed debts at all as a police officer.
Okay.
Because it led you into corruption. That's the reason behind it. But one of my step-grandsons joins the police in September, so I'll find out a little bit more.
Right. Yeah.
And bearing in mind where I came from in my dad's day, corruption was horrendous.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, without blowing my own trumpet, I had a big thing about it. I dealt with CID officer, high rank, but the rest were uniform. Or, get angry.
What do you make of the line of duty, dramas of nowadays that look into corruption?
Yeah, but they've nicked a lot of that out between the lines that I did back in 92.
Of course, yeah, with Tim Vaughan and JC, yeah.
That was a few of their storylines. You go, oh, but they can happen. I mean, when we did Ghost Squad, I've always wanted to do a good, revealing story about corruption within the people that investigate their own. And they do pull strokes. Probably not the IOPC because they're not clever enough, I don't think. So I want to really show it. And on Ghost Squad, we got pretty close. But again, stuff was used on there that we'd done on Between the Lines. And then I did one called Endgame. And it's supposed to be a 4-parter. We did the first 2 parts. The first 2 parts were all a build-up to show the corruption within the unit and what steps they were taking. So the opening of the 3rd part was a little bit of a reveal, and then 4th part total. And I thought, yeah, we got this going. We did the first 2, And then they changed the script editor on the third one, and it was Farley Malhotra, who had been an editor on the bill. Young girl, very nice, still learning her trade, I suppose. So I had a meeting with her and the writer, Neil Clark. He sat with her. She said, right, we're going to start. No, that's halfway through. You've got to do the reveal after the funeral and all that. No, I'm not doing that. Do you actually know what the story's about? Do you know? Well, no. So Neil said to me, I can't do this, Trevor. I said, no, I can't do it either, mate. So we never got told. The story I want to tell never got told. Ray Winston was in it. And there's one bit where he goes to bed with this woman, and when he wakes up, she's in bed next to him with a plastic bag over her head, dead. So he goes into the toilet, the bathroom, and he chucks up. And it's 8:30 in the morning, and he literally did chuck up, which I thought was a blind bit of acting.
Yeah.
Blow me down, he did something about 3 years later. What was the scene? The same scene. Yeah. But, you know, it's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, he was doing both of them, so... Yeah.
Wow.
With Neil, yeah, we say co-wrote. I don't write, I just give ideas and they write down what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, you know, I can't walk forward. So
it's brilliant. It's gold. It's great.
But,
so Beach must have been a real... I mean, he really was the focal point of the bill.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and Billy, because in his own life, he thinks he's a gangster, don't he? So he had that bit, and he wanted that little bit of edge. Yeah, and I think he carried it off well.
Do you remember when they said, oh, okay, now he's going to kill Bolton? Like, because that's when Richard Hanford came in to the Hours. I mean, what are your memories of that transition?
Yeah, from our point of view, it was easy. From our job point of view, Richard was softer. I mean, Michael was the man. And I say his word was, because Richard had come from being the producer to exec producer, it was a lot softer. The meetings were a lot softer. He would be prepared to let things go a little bit more, but still keeping it within the confines that we would say, but twist it a little bit more. Yeah. Because it's dry. It's dry. Yeah. Didn't really, for us, it wasn't much of that. For the crews, it was a lot more. When we'd go flat out, say it's 4 units a week, that was pressure. And then you get the specials to do on top. And having said that, we had a really good run down there doing firearm stuff. And we'd come up, we were doing a night shoot, and we went on to an early shoot, and I had a two-handed with Graham Cole. He said, "Going to be all right, Trevor?" Yeah, no problem. So on the day, we turn up, we said, "They've just changed my shoot, and I've got to go off this afternoon." So we're doing our scenes this morning. I went, "Oh, you're joking." Now I'm knackered from the nights.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They were very good to me. I've got to say they were very good. But I always remember there was part of it when I said to him, "Yeah, this is too heavy for us. I'm going to have to get an SFO team down here to deal with this." So, yeah, run it. And then Graham said, "It's really hard to say, isn't it?" I said, "What's that?" "I have to get an SFO team down here." I went, "No." He said, "No, it is." I went, "Oh, okay." So we then, right, let's go, prop me for it. So we did, and I went, "I'll have to go there." And he went, "Right, I'll teach you how to act now." Yeah.
He's a boy.
But what they did, I had a lot of dialogue. Yeah. And they let me do it behind camera. That's why so they were kind to me.
Yeah.
So the camera wasn't on me, it was on Graham.
Right.
And it's across, and when we did a reverse, it was very small, my little bit, just to pick up.
Yeah, okay.
So they were good to me.
That's really great. Did you get credited for being on the screen, or no? It was just a cameo. Yeah, but you're there. Yeah.
I mean, you're not there for that. You're having a crack. You're enjoying yourself. Yeah.
I'll have to track down some of your reps. And
there was, similar thing. I think he was on one of those where I got a stunt man and he's got to go through a window. The main stunt man who I never got on with, I used to clash with this particular guy. Now, all the others, because we could do our own stunts. That was the thing, and it was to put this window in. And obviously it's sugar loss, So I said to the guy doing it, and when I spoke to him, he had only been doing it 2 minutes anyway. I said, "You're going to put that window in?" "Yeah." "How are you going to do it?" "I'm going to jump through it." I went, "With a gun." You're going to jump through the window with a gun, yeah? Oh, that's really clever, isn't it? So when you shoot yourself as you go through. So I said, look, we've got a hurley bar here. What's that? We're sort of racking out the window. So I think Malcolm, who was there, I sent Malcolm Knight, said, look, do it this way. The window's gone. And you jump through an open space. And you can jump through, you can roll, you can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Boy, the maids done that. I'm really kicking off, you know. And I just thought, we're not here to take their glory.
No.
It's a police programme. Let's do it as police officers do it.
Absolutely.
You know? And they loved it the way we did it, taking out a window and going through safely. And when you explain to people why you're doing it, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is just dramatic because, you know, as I say, on that particular one, it was, can someone jump through and roll? Well, yeah, quite easily. One of the guys did it.
I love how much you cared about getting it right.
Yeah.
A lesser person could have got that job and seen it as a, you know...
Well, the thing is, there were 25,000 blokes and ladies in the job at that time, and you were a representative then.
Yeah.
And if you were showing something naff, they go, hey, no, we don't do it like that. So for me, I just wanted to reflect, hopefully, within the dramatic licence, what was true. But they accepted that. If something was said, you know, like, go back to the Tea Party, we're going in doing that, okay. They'd probably say, oh, it's a chief superintendent doing it. So generally you could get away with things that weren't quite right.
Because I used to love the wind-up episodes, you know, Alan Westerway coming in and walking around in a forensic suit. Did that really happen, those kind of wind-ups to new recruits?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to dispel all rumours now. You know, the thing about the WPCs, as they were then, used to have the station stamp on their bum. You must have heard those stories.
No.
Allegedly, if they were a new WPC, because it was a male-orientated job, and the ladies, because they got a stocking allowance, they wore stockings, not tights in those days, so they used to be grabbed, show their bare bum and get a station stamp on them. Initiation, right?
Right.
Truthfully, I never saw that happen.
Right.
Can't say it didn't happen, but I never saw it. But what I did see is blokes, like, because at Lehman Street we were riverside, so you used to say to a probationer, there's been a murder upstream. At low tide, you got to walk out and get a water sample. I've got any kit? No, you just got to do it. And then you've got to come back. And if you did a report in those days, it was 728. It's just a general report form. And you've got to do that and put it on the chief superintendent's desk for the morning. So that's for wind up for the blokes. I remember because he was actually my godfather at Lehman Street Mad Dawn. My dad had taken him out of early boots. And we'd done this and he called me straight up. Trevor, get in my office. One of yours. Me. Oh no, what an idiot. So I'll look up. So yeah, everyone played along with it. The other thing for the blokes, because we had vagrants on the ground, and blokes did used to pick up stuff off them. So you get an arrest, a young probationer would arrest the vagrant, and we'd all start scratching the rack, all round him. So, oh no, all right. Down to London Hospital, where the nurses were in on it, probationer, and they used to strip them and iodine them from head to all over iodine, yeah, which don't come off for ages to see. Yeah, so that's what the blokes used to have.
Yeah.
So when I hear stories about the stamp on a lady's bum, there was something on Facebook the other day about ladies being made to make the tea. Even nowadays, it used to be the van driver in my days. Whoever was the van driver, part of their duty was put the kettle on and make the tea, because you used to have tea every 2 hours, right? You could come in, if you could get back to the station, right, you'd have tea every 2 hours. And it was a van driver that did it. Oh, right. It was a bloke.
Yeah,
and normally, sitting there with a cigarette, ash all down, his scruffy sort of down in front, cup of tea, it'd been brewed for hours, you didn't know, I don't really want that. But yeah.
Do you remember Candy Denman, who wrote that episode?
Candy, yeah, still on Facebook with her now.
Yeah, she's brilliant. I'll interview Candy.
Lovely lady, yeah. I was thinking of one time writing myself, but I don't think I've got the skills, so I didn't attempt to. But a lot of the writers have said to me, Trevor giving away all these stories all these years are your stories, and you could have written as well as us. And I don't believe that, because they were crafts ladies.
Yeah,
they were very skillful in what they did.
Yeah.
Prolific, some of them.
Oh,
They
yeah.
really were. And they used to like the bill, because unlike EastEnders, I'm led to believe, is where they just fill in. They don't get to do their own story.
That's right.
They could run with it on the bill.
Someone like Terry Hodgkinson, he did it.
Fantastic, Terry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's like, he's still there. Yeah.
The Wrath of God is one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I love that one, because but presumably that's like, Terry thinks that was based on a real caper, of a dodgy vicar, giving out these, because what a great concept where, you've got proof there's no life after death. Good luck.
And it was cast well as well.
Oh, Brian.
I'll just say that.
Yeah, Brian.
It was cast.
Yeah, he smashed it.
Yeah, because that's what it was.
Right, okay.
It was a South London job.
Right, gotcha.
Wow. Yeah. Just preying on people. It's just fact, it's what.
Yeah. And then Terry making it so funny, even though it's like exploitative.
Like what's case not believing a word of it. It's like,
This is Natalie Rolls, and you have been listening to the Bill Podcast. Brought to you in association with GeorgeFairbrother.com, shop.saturdaymorningpress.co.uk, vanguardcomics.co.uk, gibconsultancy.co.uk, and mcr-seo.com. The Bill Podcast is produced by Oliver Crocker, co-produced by Ben Adams, Glenn Allen, Glenn Cooney, Georgina Dark, Rebecca DeProse, Brian E. Kelly, Maz Mirabilis, Alex Mockler, and Simon Wolfe. Our executive producers are Isabel Allen, Mark Bennett, Rob Cook, James Crissell, Alana Dewar, Andrew Dyack, Dan Evans, George Fairbrother, Stuart Gibbon, Luke Hegarty, Robert Hoger, Edward Kellett, James Ledane, Thomas Johnston, Gary Moncur, Danny Morris, Steph Morris, Laura Pinney-Fay, Isaac Powell, Alistair Wrigley, Michael Seeley, Andrew Sumner, Angel Stannard, Paul Statter, Patrick Stratford, Michael Weil, and Sarah Went. Huge thanks to all you lovely producers who make the Bill Podcast possible. For over 200 hours of bonus content, visit patreon.com/The Bill Podcast.